So this is Valerian, and last time we were here, you remember there weren't any of these beautiful, delicate flowers. We're mostly seeing just the leaves, and now we see how beautiful it is. Again, just as a reminder, with valerian is a nervine, which is something we use for anxiety. It's calming, good for sleep, and I don't know, Dr. Lee, how do you?
Look at these guys. They're like it's practically like a tree.
They're huge, right?
Right?
Yeah.
But again, we harvest these in the fall usually and use the root. Once all this energy is gone back down into the concentrated root. I would say I mainly use it for sleep. Although Dr. Low Dog says that's wasteful because it actually works great all day for anxiety. It's not like a true sedative, like it's going to knock you out, but it's one of the few things you can take that not only just helps you fall asleep, but helps you stay asleep. Because there's lots of things that will put you to sleep, like melatonin. But so many people have the problem that they wake up in the middle of the night. And when you take valerian, and again, it actually works better if you take it every day, you wake up in the middle of the night and you just feel like it's just telling you, no, you really want to stay asleep. And you can just settle back in. It's not like a sedative that's knocking you out, but it's just pulling you back under in a very nice, gentle way.
And definitely give it a chance. You know, it has to try it for at least 10 days, 10 to 14 days, every day, just to see if it's going to work for you. And
yeah, and figure out a dose that won't make you too sleepy the next day. But it's not typically a problem as long as you take it like a full 8 hours before you have to actually be awake. You can't take it in the middle of the night. You got to take it before you go to sleep.
And if you have an adverse reaction, if you feel kind of more wired or super stimulated, then probably not for you. Don't stick it out the whole 10 to 14 days. Once in a while, that 1 in 10 person who has that adverse reaction, that might just not be the right choice for you.
So just to respond to what you said about the falling asleep and staying asleep and the Chinese perspective on this experience of insomnia, there's, if you can't stay asleep, it's because the spirit's waking up at night, and that's a really important sign that you want to. It's not just a nighttime issue, something's going on during the day, so you need that relaxing. So it's that much more important that you're finding ways to relax throughout the day, so that when you get to the point of sleep, that liver energy isn't ready to go because you've been going all day. So just really reiterating how important that is for people who wake up at night to be thinking more about their whole day and how it's impacting their life experience.
Bless you. It's all that neti potting. Yeah, and so that makes me think of something like ashwagandha, because it's not just a nighttime problem. It really is a problem of what is going on all day. So lots of other things too, but something that would also help you keep calm all day would add to that.
Beautiful.
All right, so it's the end of the season, and you can see the valerian has kind of died back and some of the stalks are dead. So I'm going to take out a lot of the old stalks, but also I'm going to dig up some of the roots so that we can dry it to make a tincture, and we will use some of it fresh in a tea. You can also dry it and use it in the tea. So that's what I'm going to start doing right now. We'll pull some of the dead stuff out so I can look to see the roots. There's some dandelions in here, and you can see how nice the plants are really doing. But some of this stuff is old. I think what I'll do is I'll just take this bunch out right here and maybe use it. I like using my hands to play in the dirt, so I get a sense of what's going on. So I'm going to dig this bunch out, knock the dirt off, and you can see the root. This is a small bunch of root, but I'm going to grab this here main stalk, and it will have a bigger root system. And the thing I love about it the most is how funky. It truly smells the root. They say you know it's valerian root if it smells like old gym socks. So there's a couple of roots. I'm gonna look, maybe I'll take, just to thin some out, I'm gonna take one more bunch right here. So I'll just take the leaves off. And look, it just comes up fairly easy. All right, isn't that beautiful? So now what I'll do is I'll go and rinse it off. You can actually, if I wanted to, I could take these and break them up into individual roots, individual little plants. As you can see, they come apart. And I could actually replant this if I wanted to just keep it going. And so I'll probably come in and thin the rest of them out and redo the rows so that they'll continue to grow each year.
Hey everybody, so here we are, Root Family Medicine. I'm Dr. Noelle Lee.
And I'm Rachel French.
And so today we're making valerian root tincture, and we'll also make some tea later. So these are valerian roots, nicely harvested by Homestead Fred, and they're beautiful, right? Look at those, like little jellyfish.
And they smell good. A lot of people think it has a funk, but to me it's just really earthy, and I like that.
And it's undoubtedly a pretty funky smell. People say like dirty socks or stinky feet. But it's funny because the more you actually take it and use it, the more you start to associate that smell with, ooh, I'm gonna sleep really good tonight. So the smell kind of becomes to where you actually like it. All right, so it's really simple to make tincture. These were harvested a few days ago, so they're still somewhat fresh. So when you do a truly fresh root tincture, it's best to use grain alcohol because you're going to have some water in the herb already, and so you use a higher alcohol content. If you use truly dried herb, then you want a 50-50, which is 100 proof vodka, and then you have 50% alcohol, 50% water. This is a little bit in between. It'll be fine. You know, if we were trying to be an herbal company and sell herbs that were completely standardized, we'd be a little more exact about it. We're just making it for home use, and this is gonna work great. All right, so I'm gonna put our root in our jar.
It makes me so happy. I feel like an old-time science lab with all of these guys floating around.
Could chop it and you'd get better surface area, but really these nice little long strings are going to have lots of surface to interact with the alcohol and get extracted out. All right, so loosely packed, and then we fill it up.
I just want to get to the part where we get to shake it.
So satisfying.
Exactly.
Here we go. You just want all of it to be in color. Once it's shaken, that's be just great. Okay, so put on the top.
I know, right? Just like a child. How beautiful.
And that can sit anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. If you remember to shake it every day, great, but it will just distill into that alcohol just fine either way.
I usually forget to shake mine. It's okay.
All right, thank you. We're gonna do tea next.
Oh, we have to label it.
Oh, yeah, very important to always label your jars with what's on it and the date that you put it in there. So that will be the next step. All right, so here we are again. You saw the tincture, now we're going to make some tea. And we're going to make this one with the Valerian root, same little roots we showed you before, and some hops. And these are dried hops, which you saw out in the garden that Homestead Fred grew this summer. So for the Valerian root, I'm just going to loosely chop it. And it's pretty simple. So this is about a quart. And so we're putting in about a teaspoon, 4 teaspoons, a teaspoon per cup. And about a tablespoon of hops.
Almost did it without spelling.
Good. Beautiful. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, huh? All right, so we're gonna let that steep about 15 minutes, and that should put us to sleep nicely tonight. All right, so our Valerian hops tea has now been steeping about 15 minutes, and we are ready to pour and try some.
Valerian tea party.
The Mad Hatter.
Which one of us is the Mad Hatter?
I'm definitely the dormouse.
You can always add a little honey if you want to sweeten it, but
I like
we
it just the
kind
way
of like
it
it
is.
just the way it is. We're a little hardcore like that.
Oh, that smells wonderful.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Yummy.
Pinkies up or what?
It's personal preference, I think. Oh wow, all right.
That's really nice.
Something about the cups demands it.
All right.
It is
So that's
beautiful.
wonderful.
Thanks for having tea with us.
Nicely tonight.
Excellent.
Right.